Welcome to the Show and Tell Show.
It's a fucking game show!
You're goddamn right it's a game show. We're going to have some fucking fun tonight, aren't we, boys? Woo! What we do here is we ask crazy questions, and these guys try to debate the answers. I pick who's the winner, and it's based on nothing but my whims. Starting to my left, let's introduce the contestants tonight. On my far left...
Dave Caggiano.
That's Dave Caggiano, ladies and gentlemen. To my immediate left...
Greg Olson.
And to my right...
Chris Justice.
Well, we've met the players. Now let's start the questions. And we're going to start with Dave. Dave, what is your perfect New Hampshire date?
Oh, my perfect New Hampshire date is just perfect New Hampshire, a.k.a. buy fireworks and blow my hand off.
Okay! Oh my God! Oh my God! Damn, I'm sorry!
That's the ideal date.
Well, if you blow your hand off, you're not going to have anybody to take care of you at the end of the night.
And that's what I'm going for.
All right, let's move on to Chris Justice, who looks not prepared.
My perfect New Hampshire date would be going to a carnival with a woman and trying to win her a prize in squirting the water in a clown's mouth.
That's a basic everyday thing in New Hampshire, isn't it?
Yeah, sure, why not?
Greg, do you have an answer on what you would do for your perfect New Hampshire date?
Well, the perfect date for me would be get one of New Hampshire's finest, and by that I mean a big girl.
Is your payment if this win yip? If you got a big let me search ya, find out how hard I gotta work ya. Is your payment if this win yip? Is your payment if this win yip?
And smoke a couple Newports, because we can't do that in Massachusetts anymore.
All right, so lung cancer is part of the courting process. I like that. So, Dave, you're going to start off the night with fireworks. I usually end the night with fireworks. Where's this date going?
Straight to Concord General Hospital. That's where we're going. What more romantic place than sitting in a waiting room, bleeding out with a bunch of people strung out on meth? That's live free or die.
It's essentially a free motel room, too. That's a good answer.
Damn right.
Chris, is it ending at squirting in our mouth, or are you going to go further with that?
Yeah, no, I would like to maybe take a little ride around a couple neighborhoods, maybe try and pick up something that we could, inject into ourselves. And, it doesn't end. It doesn't end. I mean, this is a wild goose chase. No one's going to find us.
You could bang on any door in New Hampshire to get heroin. Isn't that right, Greg?
Yeah, probably.
Sure is.
Is that what you'll be doing with your big girl, or is she looking for something else?
No, what we're first going to do is I'm going to take her out for a slice of New Hampshire's finest beach pizza. And then what goes good after that but a Newport? And what goes good after sex? A Newport.
After the New Hampshire pizza, I'd go Jiffy John as well. So I'm at the hospital. I'm bleeding out of my limb here. And where is there music playing? Are we doing anything touchy-feely?
There is music playing. There's the actual anthem of New Hampshire playing, which is a crying motherless baby. That is just the general tone of New Hampshire. Now, on a additional note, just to say, Greg would be the biggest heroin addict New Hampshire's ever seen. That's just a fact. So I don't really know how that fits into things. Justice is taking notes this episode. That's good. They don't have education.
Every episode.
Yeah, they don't have education in New Hampshire, so he's already off to a bad start.
All right, so Chris, I'm carrying a stuffed flamingo. I have brown tar heroin coursing through my veins. How are we wrapping up the night?
Getting matching tattoos.
Ooh.
Getting matching tattoos. And we're not going to Tattoo America, one of those reputable places. We're going to somebody's shed. We're getting fucking backyard tattoos.
Same place you got the heroin, right?
No, neighbor. It's a whole
Same
community.
needle.
It's a community. It's like a strip mall. It's a strip mall of white trash. So
there's nothing else better way to explain New Hampshire than a strip mall of white trash.
And then maybe we'll have a front yard sale where we can sell a Trans Am or some jam. It's just everything's for sale in New Hampshire right on the front lawn. So
all right, you did wicked good up until that last part.
Let's
go over to Dave. Dave, the hospital, the music's playing, blood's coming out, and we're about to wrap up the night. Am I getting a kiss? How is this working?
Well, here's the beautiful thing about New Hampshire. Public sex is the state motto. It's now currently live free or die. It used to be have public sex, then die. And that's the way it goes. Also, the other beautiful thing about New Hampshire Hospital is all three of us buddies over here, that's where we're all going to end up, Greg over here is eventually going to have a heart attack after he smokes his Newport and eats his beach pizza. Chris just got tattoos out of the back of his shed. He's going to end up with tetanus and AIDS. And we're all going to converge in the same waiting room. It's pretty beautiful, actually.
2 for the price of 1, Chris. That's pretty good. Yeah. Greg, we have the big girl who's got some hard diarrhea, but the night is still young. What are we getting?
We're at Hampton Beach, so, I mean, really, she just has to walk into the ocean. There's nothing I really have to get after I'm done rolling around on her. Hopefully nobody calls us for beach whales or anything. She can just go shit in the ocean.
And salt water is basically the morning after pill, right?
Cleanser. Whoa. You know, anal is still not out of the question for late night activities.
Well, I have all of the answers that I need to come to a decision, but you know I love when you fight. Does anybody want to shoot a hole in somebody else's argument before I deliberate?
Speaking of shooting holes, there's going to be a lot of holes shot in that waiting room as a drive-by comes and kills us all. So, there's that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't like the idea. I don't think I'm going to end up in Dave's hospital. I don't like his fantasy where me and my date end up in his date's, like, being the entertainment for his date.
It goes back to...
We're going to have a good time eating some Blinks fried dough while we nod off on the beach next to Greg's girl shitting in the ocean.
Well, that is all that I need to come to my answer. And let's just say Greg won this round.
Jesus Christ.
Chris, you had some good ideas here up until you wanted to throw a yard sale at night. And then I kind of lost it there.
It's New Hampshire,
Dave,
baby.
I'm afraid of hospitals right now because doctors don't know what they're doing and COVID-19 is everywhere. Mm-hmm. And there's nothing more, like, all of your scenarios were epic and interesting, and that doesn't happen in New Hampshire. It's just a fat girl shitting in a Jiffy John. Greg wins the point.
Bullshit.
Is your payment at this one yep? If you got a big...
Okay, it's time for another question. This time, we'd like you to answer, what is a great movie franchise that you can shit all over? Think about that, and we're going to start with Chris.
Oh, God. A great movie franchise that you can shit all over. I mean, I don't even think it's great, but like Twilight? I mean, that thing? You got those guys taking their shirts off, turning into wolves, like jumping on other guys, biting each other's necks. It don't make no sense to me. I don't know. That wasn't a vampire when I was a kid.
Well, you described a werewolf.
Well, no, that's a vampire suit. I'm sorry. Vampire suit. Sorry, boss.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's vampires and werewolves in Twilight, but unfortunately, I've never seen any of the movies. That's why I can dump on. I've only seen commercials.
All right. That's more than I've seen.
Yeah.
Dave, do you have a movie that you can shit all over?
Franchise? Yeah. I mean, I'm going to say this while Evan isn't here and I can safely get away with it, but the Avengers can fuck right off. I mean, there's no way they can lose, so I'm automatically disinterested. Tony Stark dies, boo-hoo. There's been 35 movies and no one has died yet. I don't want to hear it's a good series.
The probability of Robert Downey Jr. dying in real life was more than Tony Stark dying.
Exactly.
All right, that's a fair point. And that's actually a beloved trilogy, right? Or 22-trilogy,
Who
whatever.
cares?
Greg, you've had some time. Do you have a movie franchise that most people like that you would just like to take a big fat cock all over?
I sure do. And that franchise is Harry Potter.
Oh, love it.
God damn it, I cannot stand that franchise. How many nerds did that franchise get together so much, in fact, that colleges went to playing that fucking stupid game where you run around on brooms and hit imaginary balls between Dumbledore for whatever the fuck you want to call it. On top of it, how many countless horrible jokes have you all wasted my time with at open mics telling a joke that I don't fucking understand?
Well, that's
that. Harry Potter sucks.
Wow. And it's like the nerds like it, and it's about little boys. So, like, there's other
in
suspect
magic.
shit in there.
In magic.
Yeah.
Who's doing magic?
Guys that like little boys. Chris, your movie has a lot of little boys in it, doesn't it?
I think so. I don't know. Just the commercials? Yeah. Wolves, vampires, and little boys. Yeah.
What is it about that you don't like?
I just never got like how into like women loved it, and like you saw all these girls reading the books and like, oh, I gotta see Twilight, and you'd see the commercial and it just looked like It looked like a Tampax commercial. I don't know. It just didn't look good to me. I didn't get it, and I'm sure it made a lot of money. I think one of the guys is going to be the Batman guy now, I think, right? So
Yeah, that's disturbing.
yeah, he's parlayed that into something. He must have some pictures of somebody. But anyway, I mean, yeah, I just never got into that whole thing. I never understood it. But I mean, these answers here, they're killing it too.
Let's
I'm
parlay
in agreement.
Let's parlay over to Greg. Greg, have you seen any of the movies?
I unfortunately have, but I don't know chronicle order.
Give me a scene that just explains how shitty this is. What do these kids do in this movie? Are they
It's
fucking?
like I've got a spell. Like, I'm going to stop you with a shitty spell.
Oh, so it's like a kid in high school who can't defend himself.
Yeah.
He just reads something and the other kid gets in trouble?
Yeah, because he went to some stupid school where they learned spells. Because that's real good in real life. That's going to get you a good job.
He sounds like a quid bitch.
Yeah.
Dave, what was your movie? I don't even remember.
Avengers.
Who
Right.
fucking remembers that movie?
Right.
Give me some shit on it. What sucks about it?
Yeah, I mean, everything. Here's a common theme throughout our movies, is that none of them are based in reality. You know? It's just, if you're going to create this alternate universe where anything can happen, I'm almost tapped out already, because it better be really, really fucking good. I want some movies based in truth, dude, where something's plausible. And if you want to use your imagination, some crazy shit's going to happen. Every time... What's his name? Thor gets hit in the face with a 75-pound concrete block and just brushes it off like it's nothing.
He's a superhero.
It's like, yeah, but he'll get beat up. He'll get beat up and then be like almost dead, but then come back. Like, why did that concrete block almost kill him that time, and that Thor almost kill him that time? When now he's just gonna come back and win. There's no sense to any of it. I'm losing my mind. I'm really nervous sitting next to Greg. He's really big. I feel like he's gonna eat me.
Basically, Dave's point is there are no stakes in the Avengers. Are there stakes in Twilight?
I think that middling attractive girl is somehow a stake in it, but I don't. They were fighting for her love by the commercials alone. I think the guy went into a werewolf and attacked a vampire for a girl that wasn't worth it in the middle of a woods. I don't get any of it. I need to add to this. I've never seen any of the movies in Harry Potter or any of the Avengers. I've never seen any of these movies.
You're an adult.
So I could. Yeah, that's right. Talk about it.
All right, Greg. I'd like you to look in the camera and address one of your friends who swears by the Little Boy Wizard trilogy that you like or don't like.
The story's pointless. It's about some sad kid who originally his parents died and he's going away to some...
No, Greg, I'm sorry. I want you to tell this asshole why this movie sucks.
Oh, it sucks mainly because he's an asshole and he likes it, for one, but this movie sucks because spells suck in general.
Right.
I couldn't imagine the last time that I know any good spells or that any spells can stop anyone. Because if I get into a fist fight with somebody, a spell's not working on me. Maybe in your fantasy land of Harry Potter where you cry that your mummy's not around anymore.
Yeah, if all that being a wizard is like memorization, there'd be a lot more Asian and Indian kids in there, wouldn't there be?
Yes.
All right, so fuck that thing. Chris, I'd like you to look at the camera and address it as if it's like some guy that just came up to you and goes, no, you really need to see Twilight.
No, I really don't, because I don't want to watch a cast of young males with their shirts off, first of all. But I don't know why, but I don't. You would think I would, but I don't. And I don't know, the girl's nothing about it's good, dude. So, like, the girl's not attractive. There's no stars. Vampires that aren't real vampires don't interest me. He doesn't even have a cape or a widow's peak. I mean, how are you a vampire?
All right, Dave, would you like to give your movie shit?
Yeah, honestly, I was just going to say, I'm pretty surprised Chris doesn't like Twilight, because it's mostly about white people, which is right up his alley.
But I said I was surprised I didn't like it.
Hey, all right, okay.
Fuck, man, I admitted my own surprise.
Settle down. Yeah, here's the thing why I don't need to watch Avengers. I've never seen it, and I can already pretty much guess the plot. Let me guess. There's an evil dude, and he's going to destroy the world. And the people of the world are helpless unless these benevolent beings all team together and go destroy the dude. And let me guess, they go and try and do it, and it doesn't work at first. And then, after it doesn't work, they reconvene, and then they do it again, and then it does work. Is that the movie of the Avengers?
That's
then I don't need to
verbatim,
see it.
yeah.
Can we get some of my Twilight guys into that Avenger movie? I mean, how can we get a werewolf Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to say that. How can we get a werewolf? And that,
Chris, we don't use that word here. It's lichen.
I'm sorry. Anyway, I just want to see one of those werewolf guys in maybe an Avenger movie, even though I don't see any of them.
So your movie's about young boys who transform into something else, take their shirts off, and hang out together. I'm
in the woods. In the woods.
Chris, I'm sorry, you're not going to get a point this round. Greg, I'm convinced that you got as far as the back cover of this movie. I don't think you know anything about this movie. And I'm going to give the point to Dave because he's right. The Avengers movie was written 100 years ago when they wrote the comic book. And if you're too lazy to read 8 pages, then you deserve the spoilers. Yeah. Fuck you. Yeah. Dave wins the point. All right, I need another round. You guys ready for this?
Yeah.
All right. This is a hypothetical. You have to pick somebody of the same gender, but you can pick any celebrity throughout time to be your prison mate and serve out a life sentence. Anybody throughout time, they're going to live in the jail cell with you, and it's not that you can't fuck them, they just have to have a penis. Give a couple minutes to think. If we had the Jeopardy music, we would play it. And I'm going to go, is anybody ready?
I am.
Greg will start us off.
All right. My cellmate for eternity is going to be Christian Bale. Reason being is we've all seen how skinny that guy gets. So that means me being fatter means that I can start cutting into his food. And we know that he can still survive because of the machinist and how skinny he's gotten in his movies to the point where I know I can kind of bitch him out and eat his food. And that's what it's really all about when you get into jail, is making sure that your nutrients are up and surviving.
So you're going to steal Batman's ramen.
You got that.
I love it. All right, so Christian Bale is going to be your bunkmate. Dave, who are you going to go to jail with?
I want to go to jail with, and this is really an honor, I would go to jail with Clint Eastwood. I love Clint Eastwood. Big Clint Eastwood fan, okay?
I already know where you're going. I love it.
Do you? You probably have a better, I don't know. Here's why I want to go to jail with Clint Eastwood. I want to see, not only am I a big fan of him, of Clint Eastwood, you know, The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, Flags of Our Fathers, Letters from Iwo Jima, Gran Torino. There's a million movies. I could go on all day. But I want to see that motherfucker break. I want to see him standing there. How long can he stand there with that cool look on his face before, like, I want to see him, like, take a shit. Like, he actually probably makes the same face while he's taking a shit, I'll be honest. But I want to see him, like, I want to tickle him, like, make him giggle. Like Clint, have some, like, let loose, let your hair down, Clint.
I love it. Do you have a pick? Are you ready to go? You wrote a lot of things down. You can only pick one of those guys.
Well, they have to be alive, right?
No, anybody throughout time.
Anthony Bourdain. I'm going to pick Anthony Bourdain as my, because he's a very good conversationalist, and I like stuff like that, and I feel like we could talk recipes, and maybe he'd smuggle some food in and turn water into wine. You know what I mean? He could turn a piece of bread into a souffle for me or something, but I feel like he would stretch the food and be able to make some moves for me. I feel like we could talk a lot, and he doesn't seem that, like, you know, he was not going to overpower me. Like Greg said, too, you don't want someone that's going to overpower you when you're stuck in a cell. You want someone you can handle. So.
I like that. The thing that we're all agreeing on here is we don't want somebody bigger.
No.
We want access to food and maybe some good conversation, okay?
Right.
So I think to a degree all of our choices have that. What I would ask is, how is this guy going to help you in the yard? You know what I'm talking about? It's pretty obvious what gang you guys are going to have to join, and they're going to love Clint Eastwood. But what are you going to do as soon as you walk up to the bench press?
I mean, I have a man that, not as an actor and some fake person he's trying to be, has been himself and traveled the world and met with people of all different types, all different backgrounds, and been able to sit and break bread with them. This guy's easily going to make friends in jail. We're set. He's going to make friends with every crew of gangs, and we are going to be taken care of left and right. This guy knows how to talk to people. This guy's he's a statesman.
So Anthony Bourdain will suck any nationality's cock. We've got that.
100%.
Greg, we're in this prison cell. Christian Bale is emaciated. How when you go into the yard with, like, the Aryan gangs
emaciated.
and the Latin Kings, how are you going to handle that?
Have we seen Christian Bale in Hard Times and how intense his character was there? I mean, if he takes it to those hard times, nobody is fucking with us. The big problem that I have with you picking Anthony Bourdain, though, is the guy's just going to turn into a junkie again.
Might. He might.
And Clint Eastwood, a matter of fact, is what happens if he goes all Gran Torino in prison? You're fucked.
He's got my back.
So you're picking races now?
I mean, I'm not picking.
I mean, Greg's acting as if he picked someone without flaws. I mean, he's tearing into our guy. I mean,
Flaws, bring him on.
I mean,
Christian Bale, he's a great guy.
Dave, when you walk into the yard and some guy says, "Get off my lawn," what are you responding with?
Okay, I mean, you're looking for a quote right now, and I don't have it. Oh, wait. No, I'm not. I don't have it. But I would just say, Bourdain, to piggyback on what you're saying about, the addiction issues, like, it's going to be a real issue. And I hate to say this, he hung himself once.
all right. Well, then I guess.
And let me just say, at least you're going to have a quiet cell for a while.
Yeah, long term, you're not good with him because you don't know if he's going to be there.
Yeah.
You guys,
For the
first of all,
Right.
you're picking a guy that's 106. So long
He'll
term,
fuck
he's
your
done.
day up.
You're just assuming that Christian Bale's not strung out on every drug that Hollywood has to offer. I'm sticking with my dead guy, and I think he's going to
Listen,
do me right.
let me answer the question. Clint Eastwood is going to back my ass up in that yard.
Oh, he's going to back your ass up,
and
all
he
right.
doesn't have to say more than one word. He just give him that look, that side eye, and they're all going to back off. And then, he'll do this thing, and then he'll get shot 50 times. Like in Gran Torino. And
Meanwhile, my guy's
he'll take all the
making
heat.
everybody a bunt cake.
I don't think you guys either want to have a cellmate that needs Metamucil. Is the big thing.
Christian Bale's gonna be doing stupid characters into the
do you
mirror.
know these old
I don't know
men?
about that.
Do you know how bad an old man shits? And they're going to be on your toilet, shitting and shitting.
I'm going to give Chris a chance to rebut. Is Anthony Bourdain going to kill himself in your presence?
Absolutely not. Like, I'm the type of guy that
I
can
feel
do
like
that.
killing myself in his presence.
I'm a breath of fresh air. That guy's not going to want to kill himself spending every day with me. Are you kidding me? We're going to have plenty to talk about. I would have kept that motherfucker alive.
All right. To finish this up for me, I want you to tell me what your prison mate's going to call you as, like, your nickname. Chris.
He's just going to call me Itchy. Because I'm always scratching and shit. He's probably if that's the one thing he's probably going to be bothered by my itching. So he's probably calling me like private look around itchy or something. I don't know, itchy.
Itching is private.
Itchy.
Greg, what is your prison mate going to call you? In the
So
cell?
why did I say that?
He's going to call me cornbread because I'm going to eat all of his cornbread. So that's what he's going to know me as. Is cornbread.
That's disturbing.
All right, we got Cornbread, Itchy, and Dave. What is your nickname in jail?
I'd like to think that Clint would look at me all serious, getting a nice somber tone, and just call me. Just say, "Come here, honey bunny gummy bear," and then I'll come over there. I'll be your honey bunny gummy bear.
Honey,
Would you call
Honey,
him
bunny,
Silver
teddy bear.
Daddy? Would that be his?
I'll call him Silver Daddy.
All right, I have my answer. Chris, you made some amazing points. The Anthony Bourdain pick, he's going to be able to cook you food. He's like not going to overpower you, and he's a great conversationalist. But you said he wouldn't hang himself. And you pointed out that Dave's choice is 107. So in maybe like 6 months, Dave's got a single now. You know what I'm saying? So the point goes to Dave. Dave's going to end up having his own room for the rest of his life. That's what I would prefer. So
right, I might
2
too,
points,
but-
Dave. 1 point, Greg.
this is
And
going.
Chris has plenty of points written down on a piece of paper, but nothing that actually adds up to anything in the consequences of our game.
Get off my lawn.
All right, this is the part of the show that everybody gets those little butterflies in their belly for because it is the show and tell portion of the show.
love this part.
And we're going to start with one of the most interesting presentations that we've had up until this point. Greg, what did you bring for show and tell?
Well, this was something that was purchased recently by me from the ancient lands of Amazon. And what this is this is an official Amazon Komodo. Ooh. And it comes with the matching shorts. And really, this outfit to me dictates about where my summer's about to go.
I love it.
Like, I'm out on, this is a nice, kimono that I can put on in the morning time, go out on my porch, smoke a joint, have the coffee, and I'm just looking dapper, in Lynn.
You could do capoeira in that.
Yeah, it's silk. Feel it. Feel
Yeah.
it. Feel it.
I
Feel
feel
it.
it.
Feel
Is
it.
the thread count's even better down here, isn't it?
It's $27.99 and on Amazon. I mean, how good do you think it is?
I love this. This is very personal. You're wearing it well. And the kimono is one of the most impressive Japanese articles of clothing, I would argue. I don't know about you guys. Does anybody have anything that could potentially rival skin over silk and just sex? I don't know what you guys might have brought.
Oh, bro. Greg looks like if Buddha's dad was an Irish cop. Dude, you fucking, oh, God.
This pasty.
You're hot, though, dude.
I don't know how to compete with that, but I think I got something.
It looks like you put it on the table. Can we get a view of that? Maybe
We can get a view of this. This is my uncle gave me this, obviously. This is a pillowcase. It unzips. You can put a pillow in there. And he has sewn all the pool patches that he has won in local tournaments throughout the years on this double-sided pillowcase. He even has on some of them, you can't really see, he'll write in with the match. It was a 96. He won 5-2. And this just shows how little of a life he really led. It was mostly spent in a Legion basement shooting pool and
Can I hold it?
smoking secondhand cigarette smoke.
So this right here, this isn't a condom for Shaquille O'Neal right
No,
here? That's not what he does
No,
with
it's
that?
not long enough.
It looks like there's cum in the bottom of it. Does that have any relevance to the...
Well,
And what would a pool guy do with that? He would put his balls in there?
yeah. I mean, at the end of his career, he put his pillow in there and then laid himself to rest forever. But he, I guess he could put your pool balls.
I bet a
in
lot
there.
of these end up in a coffin.
Yeah, I mean, this one was supposed to. I stole it right before they shut the door. Everyone had left the room, and I was like, I'm taking this. And that was the end of that.
This
so.
is great. They're actually sewed on patches.
Yeah, sewed
too.
on patches by a man who probably couldn't recite the alphabet, but was able to sew these patches onto a pillowcase. So that's what.
It smells like a degenerate gambler.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
Smells like crippling depression.
And speaking of degenerate gamblers, we have one more contestant left. Dave?
Yeah, do you know how many fucking tears have been shed on that pillowcase? All right.
Amongst other things.
So in honor of, we're missing one of our regular contestants today, as you guys have obviously noticed, the beloved Evan Luongo. God rest his soul. He did in fact eat him, and when during the carnage, he spat out a piece of Evan's soul, which is crazy. And I happened to snag an actual little piece of Evan Luongo's soul. And this is it right here. This is the soul. This is the being of Evan Luongo right here. This is what when he takes off his skin mask. This is what actually lays underneath it, and that explains a lot of what you've seen on this show.
And now his soul is trapped in that object until you choose to release it?
I think Dave has it.
No, I just have it now. This is a part of me.
Wow.
And now since he ate him, he gets it.
Hey, you're gonna be late for your match.
This is wonderful. This is one of the most crazy, exciting, and variable episodes of Show and Tell that we've ever had.
I'm so proud of that show and tell item.
The arguments were great. The Show and Tell items were great. But unfortunately, we can only have one winner, right, guys?
That's right.
So I've deliberated the points. The points are going to Dave here. He won 2 rounds, and then it came down to he has Evan's soul. And if we ever want to see Evan back on the show, we have to be nice to Dave. So Dave wins Show and Tell tonight.
Hell yeah. Wardrobe of the night goes to Greg Olson, though.
Thank you guys so much for tuning in. This has been amazing. And get ready for episode 8. But as we always end every Show and Tell show with, we love Show and Tell!